Good morning, Mr. Roweeder here, or good afternoon. I don't know what time of the day it is where you're at. Hey, we're going to start talking about cloud formation and weather. So a couple things I'd like to first discuss. You're going to start hearing about high and low pressure. First thing is high pressure for me. I always think of it as happy weather. High pressure are clear skies. It doesn't mean it's always warm, right? We usually associate sunshine with warmth. But in the winter, if you think about it, in the winter, those clear days are our absolutely coldest days in the wintertime. So, but high pressure does mean very little clouds. Low pressure, on the other hand, I like to think of it as clouds and rainy, and kind of makes you feel low. Low pressure makes you feel low because some people don't like rain. Not everybody. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to use a pop bottle. This is a 2-liter pop bottle, but it also makes a great cloud formation bottle. For the first trial, I've added 200 milliliters of cold water down on the bottom. And I'm going to, the first one just tells me we're going to increase the pressure in the bottle. This is called a fizz keeper. It's actually designed to increase the pressure in your pop bottle once you've opened it so your pop doesn't get flat. So it still has some of that wonderful fizz that makes it good. All right, so I'm gonna pump this up 100 times to increase the pressure in the bottle. That's only 5, but all right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. 40. 60. 80, I think. I think that was 100. All right, so I pumped it up 100 times. It definitely increased the pressure inside the bottle here. I can feel it when I squeeze it. It's definitely almost like rock hard. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop the pressure. So we created an area of high pressure. I've got water in there. We said it was cold. And I'm just going to go ahead and release the pressure and take my high pressure and suddenly lower the pressure that's in that bottle. Okay, not much happened. Let's see if you got little bits of puffs of smoke, but not much cloud formed in that one. All right, so trial number 2 now asks me to go ahead and do the same thing. Right, I'm going to unscrew the cap and I'm going to replace the fizz keeper, and I'm going to add one thing to it. I'm going to add some condensation nuclei. Huh? What is condensation nuclei? Well, here's the thought of it. If you've ever eaten a raindrop, right? I've done that during a rainstorm. You are eating dirt. There's a little bit of dirt at the center of dust at the center of every raindrop. The actual water cannot condense unless it has something to attach to or to attach itself to. So at the center of every raindrop is some dust. The dust typically comes from the air, could be, but we're gonna make some condensation nuclei. And I'm just going to light this match and let it burn a little bit. And when I blow it out, I'm gonna put it in the bottle so that smoke goes into our pop bottle and creates or serves as our condensation nuclei. There we go, add that smoke in there. And I'll put my fizz keeper back on. I've got some condensation nuclei in there, or dust. And again, nice and tight, and I'm gonna crank it up 100 times. $40. $80. I believe that's 100. Close enough. All right, again, definitely increase the pressure inside the bottle. I'm going to give it a little shake and release the pressure. Take an area of high pressure, nice and clear, to an area of low pressure. Okay, that was a little bit better. You can see the little bit of cloud come out there. Definitely had a little bit more cloud on that one. Not so bad. All right, now I'm gonna dump out my cold water. And I'm gonna get 200 milliliters of warm water. Got my handy dandy coffee pot here. And I will go ahead and pour 200 milliliters of hot water into the pop bottle. Now, if you ask yourself, where do we get more evaporation? Areas where it's hot or areas where it's cold? All right, so I am now going to crank up my fizz keeper. You'll notice that there's some steam inside the bottle here, but I'm gonna increase that pressure again, 100 more pumps. $40. $80. All right, now I've got, you can see that the cloud disappeared, right? We increased the pressure. And give it a good shake again, and I'm gonna release this pressure and see what happens this time. Oh, wait a minute. Warm water. So let's see. We definitely did not get much. You can see against the black there that it shows up a little bit, but there's not that much. Well, this is interesting. Now let's see what happens if we add some of that dust, right? The condensation nuclei. That I think must be important. Let it go burn well, blow it out, let that smoke go into our bottle, act as that dust that we have all inside the atmosphere, a lot of dust in the atmosphere. Crank that up. I'm gonna give it 100 pumps. $40. $80. All right, give it a shake. And now let's see what happens. Okay, now we're talking. Look at the well, it definitely seemed to have more that time. All right, so there is your lab. That's cloud in a bottle. All right, take care.